Welcome to Bethlahem Institute of Engineering. Bethlahem Institute of Engineering is affiliated to Anna University, Chennai and approved by AICTE, New Delhi. This institution was established in the year 2008.
Very good morning, students. Myself, I am Jegan, head of the Department of Civil Engineering. So I will be handling about the construction materials. The first unit consists of stones, bricks and concrete blocks. So basically, there are various types of chapters in our construction materials subject. And the first unit consists of stones, bricks and concrete blocks. So the first unit consists of mostly of the building blocks which are widely used in construction industry. And today initially we'll go through about the stones. So in this chapter we'll be dealing with stones as a building material and the various factors that influence the selection of stones and the various tests to be conducted on stones and the deterioration and preservation of stoneworks. So, stones form the most important building materials in civil engineering. As you are aware, why we are choosing the stones for building material? Because it's naturally freely available. It's a God created one. It's a natural material, which is the natural resource available. It's plenty and one of the cheapest material to be used widely in construction industry. So, not only with respect to cheapest material, it is having all good properties and basically all the good strength properties which can be used in construction. So any material which is to be used in construction should be highly durable and it should be having high density and it should be impervious in nature. So naturally from the early stages onwards, from the ancient people, the most widely used material is stones. So stones form one of the most important building materials for civil engineering. So from where we are getting the stones? Stones are derived from the rocks and the place where we will be cutting the stones is called the quarry. So it's a natural material. Its parents are nothing but the rocks. They do not have any definite shape or chemical combination but are a mixture of two or more minerals. So basically stones are classified based on the mineral compositions. So it's nothing but a mixture of two or more minerals combined together and chemically bounded together, forming a hard material. So in here, what is a mineral? The mineral is a substance which is formed by the natural inorganic process and the process has a definite chemical combination and molecular structure. So as we are aware, the mineral is a substance which is formed by the natural inorganic process and the process a definite chemical combination and molecular structure. So these stones are nothing but comprised of many minerals which are strong, durable, and the stones forms a decent appearance. So, coming into the application of stones, what are the main uses of stones and where it's applied? So, as you are aware, it's most widely used in foundation works and used in concrete works and construction of arches, walls, abutments, and dams. Right? So, not only in dams and various other types of structures like supporting structures. So you should have a knowledge about the origin of the stones. So it's mainly classified into, in here, the construction materials are mainly classified into cement materials, protective materials and solid materials. So what are the qualities of good stones? So when today we are having there are plenty of options of stones. Each places the stones will be unique in nature in such a way due to its chemical combinations. Right? So as a civil engineer, any stone to be used should have the good qualities. Like it should be having a decent appearance and uniform color. It should be much durable and easily carved and dressed. It can be easily carved and dressed The fracture should be sharp and clear and should be hard enough to resist wear and tear. So these are the basic qualities. These are common qualities which are everyone aware. The stones must be fire resistant. They should not have moisture present. Must have a specific gravity greater than 2.7. So what is specific gravity? Specific gravity is nothing but the ratio between the unit weight of solids and the unit weight of water. So much it should be a compact, fine crystalline structure, and it should not absorb water more than 1%. So coming to the classification of rocks, the geological formation, based on the geological formation, based on the physical characteristics, and based on the chemical composition. So basically, the rocks are basically classified based on the geological formation. It's nothing but the nothing but the origin of the rocks. In here, the geological classification will be studying about the how rocks are classified based on the origin, and second comes the physical characteristics based on the physical nature, and third comes the chemical composition and what are the minerals. Based on the mineral compositions you can classify the rocks. So initially we will be seeing about the geological formation. So basically the rocks are classified based on geological formation. Only three types. We'll be having igneous rocks, sediment rocks, and metamorphic rocks. So what are called igneous rocks? So igneous rocks is nothing but the molten magma coming out from the earth crust gets solidified and cooled by the means of the atmospheric temperature, and it gives a uniform type of rocks. That is called the igneous rocks. So these are nothing but otherwise called as the primary rocks, because it's the initial rock, it's the primary rocks, and usually it will be unstratified. It will not be in a strata, it will be unstratified, and these are eruptive type. What are called eruptive types? When the molten magma comes out from the earth crust, it is exogenous, it comes out and gets solidified, right? So it is called as eruptive type of rocks. So in here we'll be seeing about the pictures of the igneous rocks. You can see this, it's a crystal nature. Next comes the sediment rocks, and third comes the metamorphic rocks. So you can see this, the first one, which is called the igneous rocks, it's unstratified nature. So comparing with respect to the two figures, you can see that the sediment rocks, you can see the layer of formation of different materials. So what is called sediment rocks? Sediment rocks are nothing but it's a disintegrated rocks from the igneous rocks, which get disintegrated due to many natural features like many natural forces like wind, air, water, flood, and other things. The rocks are disintegrated and it be carried on by means of that transportation agencies like air and water, wind, and floods, and it be accumulated in a place, and it may be accumulated for many years, and again the second layer comes and accumulated over the top of the first layer, and it get layer of rocks. So it's called, normally it's called stratified rocks, right? And the third one called the metamorphic rock. You can see this, the metamorphic rocks are highly durable compared with respect to igneous rock. It has a more density, high dense material, and how it's formed. High density is nothing but due to the pressure within the earth crust, due to the pressure and temperature. So these rocks are classified as metamorphic rocks. So you can see these three types of rocks: igneous rocks, sediment rocks, metamorphic rocks. So stones are widely, we are obtaining from these three types of rocks based on the geological classification. The igneous rocks is widely used, and the sediment rocks, the strength properties are less compared with respect to igneous and metamorphic rocks. The metamorphic rocks will be highly strength, will be having a high strength because it's formed by some chemical changes happening on the rocks due to pressure and temperature. So it will be very compact in nature compared with respect to the igneous rocks. So you can see this. What are the formation of igneous rocks? Igneous rocks are formed by cooling the molten magma or inside the earth's surface during the volcanic eruption. So the portion of the lava which comes out the surface cools quickly and forms the rocks of non-crystalline nature called the trap or basalt. So you can see this. non-crystalline nature of the rocks. So these are various types of rocks, granites. So you can see this collection of igneous rocks. You'll be having the various collections like andesite, basalt, diorite, dolerite, gabbro, granite black. The granite black is mostly available in our place in Kanyakumari district, and then granite prosperity and granite red and granite white. Those. So naturally in our place in our Kanyakumari and Tamil Nadu, you can widely see this granite black and granite white. And this stones also used for polishing, and next it is converted into flooring material, flooring slabs. Right, these are the common material which we can see in our place like granite black and granite stone. So once you go to any quarry, you can find out this type of stones which are widely, these were naturally available in our place. And you will see the kimberlite and the other types of kimberlite, and you can see this obsidian black and obsidian green and pegmite, pumic and perlite. So these are various types of delicious rocks which is having a high strength properties, and you can see this what are the different types of colors. So you can see this type of stones in many flooring, in many houses they may have used it for flooring. It is polished, and you can see this frequently see this granite red and granite white, granite black. Next comes the sediment rocks. So these are nothing but rocks are formed by gradual deposition of disintegrated rocks due to the atmospheric actions such as rain, wind and temperature, vegetable matter, clay at the bottom of the river, lakes and sea. So the name itself says sediment. What is called sediment? Sediments are nothing but it's carried by water and be deposited, and these are nothing but from the disintegration of igneous rocks. So once these rocks get disintegrated, it can be carried by wind, air, and water by other modes of transport, and it will be accumulated in a place in a vast area, and it will be in there for many years. And again, a flood or something will carry out this disintegrated material, and it will get deposited on this over the first layer. So these rocks are not naturally called as stratified rocks, because you can see this layer of rocks of different deposition. You can see this by means of the color difference. You can identify the strata red and little black and little bit white, and next comes the red. So the cross section itself clearly says there are different strata of material, different strata of rocks formed due to sediment accumulation. So these are called as the sediment rocks. So you can easily by seeing yourself you will be able to identify so whether it's a igneous rock or whether it's sediment rocks. So sediment rocks are called stratified because the rocks are found in layers. Example, the best example is limestone, sandstone. So some of the examples of this sediment rocks: breccia, chart, coal, conglomerate, flint, iron ore, limestone, oil shale, rock salt, sandstone, shale, and siltstone. So this all comes under the classification of the sediment rocks. There are various types of rocks and sediment rocks. You can see the best example: breccia, chart, coal. So each has unique nature due to the mineral compositions, and you can find out these are nothing but all are stratified rocks. So next comes the based on origin classification comes the metamorphic rock. Many sedimentary or even igneous rocks are subjected to great heat and pressure inside the earth. A new variety of rocks is formed, which is known as metamorphic rocks. As I said earlier, metamorphic, the name itself says about the temperature and pressure. So these are nothing but initially it may be a parental, it may be a igneous rock, or it may be a sediment rocks, but due to the accumulation and due to the pressure formed due to the accumulation of material over the surface of this type of rocks, and due to high temperature and pressure, some type of chemical changes happens in the rocks, and the mineral changes happens, and due to this are converted into a new type of rock called the metamorphic rock. So this is not happening. This is not happened in a small course of time. It may have taken many hundred of years. So these are the So you can see this how granite changes to gneiss. So gneiss is nothing but a metamorphic rock. So granite is nothing but igneous rocks. So this granite changes to gneiss. So granite igneous initially it was an igneous rock, but due to high pressure and temperature beneath the surface of the earth, it is converted to gneiss. So you can see the collection of the metamorphic rock. The examples are, you can see anthracite, gneiss, condylite, marble black, marble green, marble pink, marble white, pegament, phyllite, quartzite, and these are the various examples of this metamorphic rock. So you can see this, you can observe this type of rocks of different colors in various types of granite stones which are used in flooring, right? So you people may be aware of this type of stones. You can come across this various types of igneous rocks and sediment rocks, metamorphic rocks, various types used for flooring also. So where it's obtained, the site from where the stones are excavated is known as quarry or quarry site. So the process of taking out stone from the quarry is known as quarrying of stone. So in our place in Kanyakumari district also, you have a place called Chitrangod, and you have other places quarry. The quarry is available in Kanyakumari district in many places because it's a free hand is given to quarry. Then there is only limited restriction to cut the to do quarry from the rocks, right? So basically we are getting too much of granite stones. We are getting ballast, aggregates, phosphate, made in a cheap material. We are obtaining very cheap rate because of it's widely available in our place. And the stone which is available in our place is igneous rocks, granite white and granite black. This is mostly widely seen in our place. So you should know the place where the stones are obtained from rocks are called the quarry. The process of extracting blocks from the existing rocks. So you can this figure clearly shows how the quarry place will be. We'll be having various types of process like digging, heating, and wedging, like blasting, right? So it's a very high dense and hard material. So you cannot chip it off from the parental rock. So you should go for other means of cutting the stones. You cannot cut it by means of naturally easily. You cannot cut it. Hence, you have to apply a great pressure or force by using a blasting techniques to break the rocks into stones. So what are the various types of quarrying tools? The common used are wedge, pin, hammer, ratchet, boring machine, drill, dipper, tamping bar, priming needle, jumper, crowbar, chisel point wedge, and the claying iron. So these are the various quarrying tools used for the blasting. So what is the process of quarrying or blasting with explosive? So it's a highly precautionary method to be adopted while going for explosive, because the explosives are highly dangerous, right? So if something accident happen, it may take away the lives of the people. So the explosives such as blasting, in here they'll be using explosives such as blasting powder, blasting cotton, dynamite, and quartzite are used. The operation involved, initially what they'll be used to do, by using the drilling machine, they'll be drilling a hole, boring. They'll do boring in the rocks, hard rock. It will be about a 1 inch diameter hole, or it may be a 2 inch diameter hole based on the intensity of the blasting, right? So initially a boring hole will be made. It will be about 3 feet or 4 feet or something else. Next you have to charge it. Charge is nothing but putting the explosives inside. Next you will be putting over the explosive. You will be adding some salt. You will be adding a paraffin. You will be adding paraffin. Is nothing but, and again you will be tamping. Process done. Next a wire, a fuse will be coming out from the explosive, and this will be ignited by means of electrical means, or it can be ignited by means of firing. So the holes are drilled or bored in rock to be dislodged. For vertical hole, jumper is used, whereas for inclined horizontal holes, boring bars are used. So charging is nothing but the holes are dried completely and required amount of charge is placed in the hole. Tamping, So you have to apply pressure and a little bit tamping will be done. After placing a charge in the hole, charge is nothing but the explosive. A greasing pivot needle projecting a little bit outside is placed in the hole, which is then filled with damp clay or stone dust. So it should be covered. The hole should be properly covered by means of a damp clay or stone dust in layer, and it should be tapped and tamped sufficiently with a bracing tamping rod. Next, some firing. The free end of the fuse is fired either directly by fire or by use of electrical spark. So what are the precautionary methods to be adopted? This is common method. Whenever a blasting is happening in any place, it should be normally it should not be carried late in the evening because people will be moving. Normally it will be done in the early morning hours, right? The blasting hour should be made public, and it should be siren should be done to warn the workmen and nearby public not to enter the zone, blasting zone. So it should be about 200-meter radius, should be marked with red flag so that unknowingly no people should enter in the zone. The precautionary in blasting is nothing but the first aid should be available. The number of charges fired, number of charges exploded, and the misfire should be recorded. So initially when you are placing a charge, when you are drilling hole, you should count the number of holes, and you should be knowing how much number of explosives, how much charge you have placed, because any mistimed or something which has not exploded may be in the hole. So when you go for some using drilling or some other, when people move over the place, it may cause some blast and accidents may happen. So if you very thorough in this, we should be very cautious in such a way. How many number of charges were placed, how many blasting happened. And the explosives, concerned with respect to explosives, the explosives should be stored and handled carefully. Next comes the dressing of the stones. What is called dressing of stones? It's nothing but the process of cutting the stone to regular shape by using some chipping tools or other materials. So otherwise the art of cutting of stones to a shape required for use in structure is known as the dressing of the stone. This is the common word used for cutting a stone into desired shape and size, and so it's naturally called as the dressing of stones. So usually any freshly cut stone carries natural moisture known as quarry sap. It may be only a little bit moisture. You cannot find too much of moisture in igneous rocks and metamorphic rocks. You can be find a little bit moisture from the sediment rocks. So normally the dressing of stone is usually done in quarrying itself. So you can see the various types of dressed stones, stroked, punched. These are the various types of tools. When you use different types of tools for dressing of stones, you will be having the stroke nature, you will be having the punch nature, you will be having the rock faced, sparrow picked, tooled, sawn, combed, vermiculated, reticulated. So these are the stone dressing tools. And in the summary of this stone application of stone, classification of stone, we have seen the various quarrying of building stones, right? Next we'll be dealing about, you can see about the chapter 2. Okay, thank you.